Brew, coming at you with a beer review. Join some rays from the sun here in the winter. It's mid-February, and I've got a great beer from the cellar. This one comes from Hair of the Dog. It is the 2013 Bourbon Fred from the wood. That's right, good old Portland, Oregon beer. It's an American strong ale at 12% ABV. It's basically their Fred, which is a beautiful beer all by its own at 10%, this being 12 of course, and this is aged over a year in Kentucky bourbon barrels. So let's get this one cracked open. Now, I understand it's probably going to be flat. This is a beautiful golden ale, and that's not bourbon barrel aged. So let's see what it's like here. Now you can see it did come out very flat looking. Not a big surprise here. The dog's known for doing that, but it's like an amber to reddish color going on. I don't know what it's like from your side, but definitely a kind of a reddish amber, a little bit murky. It's not clear. Let's get the nose. Wow, some rich notes on there. This is interesting. This is normally a beautiful golden ale with some different fruity esters, but I got some cherry coming off of it right away. Yeah, some beautiful cherry. You get bourbon. You get a big caramel out there. A really smooth aroma on it. It's a little bit boozy. No surprise. They're known for that, and it is 12%. But yeah, you get some hints of dark fruits, but cherry being a nice component of that, like I say. Anyway, I say we're gonna jump in. There's probably a little toffee there too. Cheers. It's really a shame there's no carbonation. It really just flat as can be. And that's how this gets graded down, because the flavor is beautiful. It is a full mouthfeel. It's lightly syrupy on the tongue. You get a beautiful oak component coming off this. Big caramel, hints of toffee, very bready, very sweet, but flat. Very smooth, not unpleasant, but definitely flat. Wow, it's such a rich beer. It usually say, oh, it drinks only like it's, down low. This one almost drinks like it's more than 12%. It drinks like a huge beer. It's just a really beautiful, it's like a medium oak, kind of a taste on it. You do get some of that bourbon, but it's very smooth on it. Like I said, sweet, a lot of malt character. I'm getting some coconut on there. Of course, it's coming from the oak and the tannins with the sugars, but it's interesting. Almost honey-esque in some of its qualities, And you get some dark fruits. You get a little bit of fig on there, as well as the cherry. Wow, a fun beer. I'm going to sit back and sip this a little bit, and I'll come back with some numbers. Really interesting. I let my wife take a sniff of it, and she's like, wow, it's too pretty smelling. She goes, I get like apple and all kinds of fruits, and that makes a lot of sense, because this is normally this beautiful, without the bourbon barrel aging, it's a beautiful golden ale with a lot of fruit flavors on it that are just wonderful. But now they must beef it up, and it has just a huge caramel aspect to it, really big. But you get all these fruity aspects. I can see how she's getting the apple out of that a little bit myself. But I'm still getting some of that coconut, maybe just a light bit of brown sugar, maple, just it is very syrup-like, very sweet, very big beer. I like big beers, let's be honest. I do. Wow. So how do we rate this? This is an American strong ale. It's big, beautiful, but flat. I mean, you want a low carbonation would be perfect. But it's still just such a very tasty beer. And this is definitely a beer that's going to divide some people in terms of what they think of it. That flat smoothness and the fact that it's really rich, quite boozy. Both those qualities, either of them could turn some people off. Not a deterrent for me, but I like hard alcohol too. Nice liqueurs. And this kind of blends into that direction a little bit. For an American Strong, I have to grade it on the low end of the scale only because that carbonation is such a deterrent. I'm going to give it a 92. But how do I rate this overall? Well, I mean, it's a big old beer. It's smooth and silky, creamy almost, not quite, but silky is the right word. A little bit slick. You got this big old caramel on there, just beautiful. And you got various dark fruits and medium fruits on there. You know, sweet, a little bit of coconut on there. Like I said, caramel, toffee, a little bit of toffee going on. There's just a lot of things to love about this beer, but it's a sipper. It's not going to be for everybody. And you've got to like those things, and you've got to be able to deal with it. But I can deal with it. I'm telling you, I like it. I like it a lot. I still have to push it up to that world-class edge. I'm giving it a 95. Man, if they had a little carbonation on there, it'd be a couple notches higher. It's a beautiful beer. Here it is. It is the 2013 Bourbon Fred from the Wood from Hair of the Dog out of Portland, Oregon. This will blow your diet, let me tell you, but I'm holding at 155. I'm doing good. And this is a tasty beer. This is Kevin from Clemens Homebrew saying life's too short to drink cheap beer, and I'll see you in the next beer review.